In the headlines, many feared death as explosion rocks Niger community hours after bandits invade communities. 13 Yauri schoolgirls married off to bandits 8 months after abduction. Members of Police Special Constabulary in Zamfara State not paid stipends 1 year after recruitment. On the foreign scene, U.S. warns of possible targeted killings as tensions rise over Ukraine-Russia crisis. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayub Elia. Thank you for joining. Explosives believed to have been planted by terrorists have gone off at the Galadima-Kogo Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The incident comes hours after bandits invaded 3 communities few meters away from Galadima-Kogo. Details of casualties are sketchy, but reports say that many might have been killed. We will be bringing you details of that in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, at least 13 out of the schoolgirls abducted from the federal government college Birnin Yawuri, Kebbi State, have been married off to bandits, with some of them already pregnant 8 months after the abduction of 80 students from the school. Reports say at least 10 out of the schoolgirls are still being held by their captives, alleged to be loyal to Kingpin Dogo Gide, which ransacked the school on June 17 last year and left with dozens of students, including 5 teachers of the federal government-owned mixed boarding school. According to reports, despite payment of ransom and prisoner swap at different times, about 11 and 14 of the students are still being held by Gide, with only one of them a male. In a similar vein, bandits have attacked Yauri and Zuru Emirates of Kebbi State in a coordinated attack, leaving hundreds of people displaced. The gunmen who came on motorcycles carted away livestock, food items, and motorcycles. Hamza Galadima tells us more.
The attacks by bandits in Yauri and Zuru Emirates of Kebbi State came in the wake of an earlier visit by the state governor to condole the families of deceased persons killed in an earlier attack in the border areas of Kebbi and Zamfara states, respectively. The recent attacks by the bandits in the 2 emirate councils started late Friday through Saturday when they ravaged villages in Dankowasagu local government area before crossing over to Yauri and Shanga local government areas, leaving in their wake destructions of lives and property. In Yauri Emirate, the bandits attacked villages and Fulani settlements, carting away livestock, motorcycles, and other essential commodities before setting the villages on fire. Some of the victims that survived the attack informed Trust TV that the bandits came in numbers, shooting sporadically. When we learned that the bandits are on their way to our village, we ran away. They took cattle and other property before setting the village on fire. Until this moment, I don't know where any member of our family is. At the time of my visit to Tunga Zarume, one of the villages attacked by the bandits, I was opportune to witness the burial of one of the victims killed by the bandits, after which I spoke to his elder brother, Harisu. Honestly, we are grieving over the gruesome killing of our brother and would want to appeal to the government to do more in protecting us against these attacks.
Akalla ina ga mu karan kanmu nan cikin Yellow Central mun samu kusan mutum 3 wanda ke cewa gindin itatuwa suka kwana domin ko ba su san in za su je ba su samu madogara. So muna ƙara kira gwamnati da ta ƙara ƙoƙari, mun san tana yin amma ta ƙara ƙoƙari domin ganin ta kare haƙƙin talakawanta.
Presently, hundreds of IDPs are leaving the affected villages in droves, trying to escape to safer locations, while the affected villages are now empty, leaving behind carcasses of animals and burnt buildings. Hamza Galadima Zuru, Trust TV News from Birnin Kebbi.
Now, officers of the Katsina State Command of the Nigeria Customs Service have reportedly shot a 25-year-old Mustafa Usman of Kafinsoli Ward in Kankia local government area of the state. The incident happened on Thursday evening. Abdullahi Yamadi reports that the incident comes at a time people in the state are worried over incessant killings and abduction for ransom.
The customs officers dressed in mufti used their private vehicle and mounted an illegal roadblock at Fokwa village on Charanchi Kafinsoli Road around 8 p.m. Thursday night and allegedly extorted money from motorists. Similarly, an eyewitness told Trust Television that it was very unusual for customs officers to mount a roadblock at this particular point, a situation that scared both the villagers and motorists plying the road. It was also gathered that the customs officers, besides being dressed in mufti, their car was also bearing two different number plates at the front and the other one at the rear of their vehicle, which posed threats to the villagers and the road users. On noticing the strange roadblock, the driver conveyed Mustafa Usman and other co-occupants of the vehicle, suspecting armed robbers, attempted to escape, but the customs officers opened fire on them, killing Mustafa Usman on the spot. It was very strange to see a roadblock at Fokwa village and people dressed in mufti at this time of the night. So we were scared and attempted to run for our dear lives, but they opened fire in anticipation of smuggled foreign rice, killing Mustafa Usman. Thereafter the unfortunate killing of Mustafa Usman, the customs officers were said to have chased the other survivors into Fokwa village, shooting sporadically, removed the spare tire, the wheel spanner of the affected vehicle, and ran away with it. The villagers and the survivors mobilized and coordinated the successful arrest of the assailants by the police through blocking their exit route to Katsina. The parents of the deceased Malam Usman Muhammad and Malama Karima Usman pleaded with the authorities concerned to temper justice with mercy. Mustafa is our breadwinner. We appeal to all concerned to have mercy on us. We need justice, no more, no less. It is a very sad situation indeed, and we look up to the authorities concerned to do something about this issue. Zainab Yusuf, who was visibly disturbed by the unfortunate killing of her husband, said her life will remain miserable as she will hardly get a husband who will be caring and supportive like Mustafa. My late husband meant everything to me. I am really in pains. They have killed me. The customs officers have destroyed my life. It is all over. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. The Katsina State leadership of Human Rights Network of Nigeria and the coalition of civil society organizations threatened to take the matter up with the Katsina State Command of the Nigeria Customs Service to end the incessant killings of innocent citizens of the state.
Customs, we are suspected they kill innocent person. We assure the public that we will follow the case up to the limit that they feed the coalition for that dead body.
Concerning this unfortunate and unpleasant incident, we want to assure the public that the civil society organizations in Katsina State will follow the matter, will ensure that justice is done on this case. And also we were calling on the Nigerian Customs Services, Katsina State Command, and Nigeria as a whole, as well as all the stakeholders to ensure that compensation is fully paid to the families of the victims.
When contacted, the public relations officers of Katsina State commands of the Nigeria Customs Service and the Nigeria Police confirmed the incident and assured that investigations are ongoing. It could be recalled that dozens of innocent people of Katsina State have been killed by the men and officers of the Nigeria Customs Service in recent times, yet nothing was apparently done to stop the mayhem. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Staying with security matters, some special constabularies enlisted in Zamfara State have raised concerns over the non-payment of their stipends more than 1 year after their recruitment. They were recruited from various communities in the state to provide intelligence on hideouts of bandits, now declared terrorists, to security operatives in the state. The special constabularies were trained on intelligence gathering techniques by the Nigeria Police Force in Sokoto and Kaduna State. They were specifically trained on how to provide support to the Nigeria Police and other security forces on efforts to tackle criminality. The report.
Intelligence gathering is one of the powerful strategies that can lead security operatives to the hideouts of the terrorists to dislodge them and restore law and order in the country. That is the reason states bedeviled by insecurity mute the idea of establishing special constabularies. The idea behind it is to recruit youths from their different communities to work with the troops and provide them with vital information about the hideouts of the terrorists and the collaborators in their areas towards ensuring an end to insecurity. Some personnel of the special constabularies in Zamfara State have, however, decried non-payment of the stipends promised them.
We are personnel of special constabularies. We are calling on the authorities who recruited us as special constabularies, which we know them, to be upright, just and fair. We have been working for more than 1 year now, and we have also been given support in the fight against banditry activities. We have recorded success in fighting insecurity. Some of us have died as a result of doing this work. Security job is a patriotic work, and anyone that loves his country would like to carry out security work sincerely. We want the Zamfara State government to look into our pride.
They urge the state government to look into their problem to perform their duty satisfactorily. They maintain that they have been working and recording huge successes even without the support from government. They said some of their colleagues have lost their lives as a result of carrying out their responsibility, appealing to the state government to redeem its pledge by settling the backlog of their stipends.
Our problem is that since we started this work in the past 1 year, we have not received allowances, talk more of salaries. No agency have been giving us any stipends. We are calling on authorities concerned to ensure that they pay us. We are calling on the authority concerned to ensure they pay us and ensure our stipends keep coming as when due.
Zamfara State Police Command Public Relations Officer Superintendent Muhammad Shehu said on telephone call that the special constabularies were recruited as volunteers to assist the security operators in their communities with credible intelligence to rid the state out of banditry activities. Zamfara State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mamman Safi, said he's investigating the matter. The Inspector General of Police, IGP, had approved 7,500 youths across the country as special constabularies to support the security agencies, especially the police, to tackle the security challenges being faced in some parts of the country. Zamfara State gets approval to recruit 2,700 due to the prevailing security to help the security forces flush out terrorists in the state.
Now, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have foiled attempt by a syndicate to steal at least 2.7 billion naira from the Nigerian economy by pushing into circulation fake $4.7 million cash. According to NDLEA Director, Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, the operatives had in the early hours of Friday, 18th February 2022, intercepted a consignment sent from Lagos to Abuja at Abaji area of the Federal Capital Territory. A controlled delivery of the parcel's counterfeit led to the arrest of a principal suspect, 52-year-old Abdulmumini Maikaswa, The seizures follows the intelligence received by the FCT command of the agency detailing the movement of the cash and the vehicle conveying it. Meanwhile, both the cash and the suspects are to be transferred to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for further investigation. Similarly, in Kwara State, barely 3 weeks after a nursing mother, Rasheedat Adebayo, was granted administrative bail following her arrest for dealing in illicit drugs, operatives have again arrested her in Offa with assorted drugs such as tramadol, Swinol, diazepam, and pentazocine injection ampoules. In the same vein, NDLEA officers have arrested 2 drug dealers, Sani Isa and Bala Yerima, in Hong local government area of Adamawa State, with 239 blocks of cannabis sativa weighing 209 kg, just as operatives of the Bauchi State Command have intercepted a truck coming from Lagos to Maiduguri at Azare, Bauchi. A total of 164.8 kilograms of cannabis sativa concealed in peak milk cartons was recovered from the truck. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. The story of deaf and dumb Sani, who was accused of sexual assault. Join us again for details. You're watching Trust News Update, and thanks for staying. Now let's have another look at some of the top stories again. Explosives believed to have been planted by terrorists have gone off at Galadima Ogo, Shiroro local government area of Niger State. Plus, some special constabularies enlisted in Zamfara State have raised concerns over the non-payment of their stipends more than 1 year after their recruitment. And now in other news, Nigeria Center for Disease Control has reported 50 COVID infections across 4 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The agency, in its update for Sunday, February 20, said that 168 persons were discharged after recovering from the infection, with no fatalities. According to the agency, Nigeria now has a total of 254,293 confirmed cases, 230,755 recoveries, and 3,142 deaths. Meanwhile, the latest update from the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention says a total of 11,104,160 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in Africa. A civil society organization under the auspices of Scaling Up Nutrition in Nigeria wants women to appreciate the importance of nutrition for their children. The group takes its advocacy movement to communities of Maiduguri. The report.
A report released by the Food Agricultural Organization in 2021 revealed that over 1 million children are acutely malnourished and more than 600 may die if nothing is done. It also said that 123,000 pregnant or lactating mothers will suffer malnutrition. The havocs of insurgency also contributed to food insecurity, which is responsible for the alarming rise of malnourishment among children. The civil society Scaling Up Nutrition in Nigeria of Borno State chapter reached out to some IDP camps for sensitization and support campaign.
Now that peace has relatively begun to come in the state, so we want to tell the communities that the things that they cultivate easily can be used so that they can be able to use it to feed their children, to uplift the nutrition standard of their children. Little things. The children don't really need much. They need just very little because the body is like a machine. When you feed it with something that is more than what the body requires, it takes up what it wants and it throws away the remaining. So we want to tell them that these little things they see, they don't need much.
Some mothers couldn't hide what they learned and also agreed to improve their children's diet. We were advised to take good care of our children, making sure that they don't stay hungry and are always clean, also with the environment to prevent diseases. The civil society group also extended its advocacy to other communities in Maiduguri.
Now, in 2009, the story of alleged sodomy at the school for the deaf, Kuje, Abuja, broke out. Sani, a 20-year-old studying at the school, was a prime suspect who was alleged to have abused a 7-year-old. He was taken into custody. But after a series of findings by the Nigeria's Minister of Education, it was declared that there was no such incident at the school. But the case still heightened in the court. Now, following the failure of the petitioner, Dr. Hannatu Usman Ayuba, mother of the abused, to appear before the investigative committee, the case was declared inconclusive. Zainab Bala visited Sani and his mother, who is struggling to cater for his education, at the same time bring back his reputation.
This is 20-year-old Sani Isa, a student at the School for the Hearing and Speech Impaired that we literally call deaf and dumb.
A lot has happened and the suffering has been unbearable. It's been 2 years since I made efforts to get my son admitted into the school for the deaf Kuje. It's been an unending struggle. I even got sick, but I feel better by God's grace. I got the news that my son committed various crimes in the school where he studies. Countless investigations took place, but we were told nothing was found. The complainants pressed charges and my son was taken to the command headquarters. She only came once. Since then, she is nowhere to be found.
Now on the foreign scene, the United Nations has informed the United States has informed the United Nations it has credible information about the possibility of serious human rights violations should Russia invade Ukraine. The warning contained in a letter sent to the UN Rights Chief comes as Washington warned of an imminent invasion by Russia troops massed near the Ukrainian border. The US President Joe Biden and the Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin have agreed in principle to meet after French President Emmanuel Macron pitched a summit. Macron says that Biden and Putin have agreed to a summit over Ukraine, offering a possible path out of one of the most dangerous European crises in decades. Meanwhile, the Russian threat against Ukraine will be at the top of the agenda in a gathering of EU foreign ministers on Monday in Brussels. Now with that, we wrap up Trust News Update, but you can connect with us via our social media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube. I am Ayuba Ilia. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.